this video, I go against a strong and aggressive wrestler, and I'll be going over the tips and techniques I use to completely shut down their game. On our way to fight the third gym leader of our trip, I stopped by the Cellar to get a few rounds in and gain some experience. Meet Gabriel, the wrestler I'll be taking on today. The first thing I do is pull guard. While you may look like a loser and in doing so may have side effects related to pulling no bitches, at least you're not getting blast doubled into a coma. I'll try to make up for it though, as Gabriel sits into my closed guard and is exposed to one of my highest submission entries. As he presses up against my hips and tries to back out, I rise with him and pop up to my right side hand. From here I bump him to the left, forcing him to post and allowing me to shrug my leg over right into a triangle. While it looks like I'm the one getting crushed, Gabriel is actually in more danger as I continue to close my shin under my knee and creep in the triangle choke. Eventually, after a few seconds, he's forced to tap and will reset. As we get back into the mix, Gabriel starts off a lot more aggressive, looking to pass my guard and sink in that wrestling pressure. Before we continue with the rest of the video, make sure you stay until the end so you can enter to win free Jiu-Jitsu training gear and awesome Jiu-Jitsu themed merchandise. Gabriel grabs one of my ankles, looking to shuck it by and close the distance. However, I rotate onto my side, loading my left leg to block any fast incoming attacks. However, in an attempt to reclaim my dignity and challenge myself, I decide to stand up for my lame butt scooting strategy and try to fight a wrestler head on. As I shoot onto a single leg, it's negated with a sprawl and then countered with a knee pick, giving Gabriel the takedown. He once again lands in my close guard, but in an effort to not be lame, I open my guard and wrap him up into a reverse De La Hiva. Using this guard, I try to elevate him in the air, but he drops his weight on top of me, so I end up rolling him to the side and coming up on top. While I land in a perfect body lock position, it's safer that I literally abandon all pressure passing attempts than to try them and instantly get tapped due to zero idea on how to pressure pass. I back out, then dive right back in, this time with my knee up, allowing me to drive through his guard with the knee cut. Keeping my elbow tight across his hip allows me to block his underhook and solidify my chest-to-chest connection, giving me the pass. Now that I'm in side control, I want to get a crossface deep under his chin and then use my left knee to drive over his hip to go in a mount. I make it difficult for Gabriel to recover by keeping his elbow flared up and a heavy shoulder, forcing him to look the other way. I also raise my feet so they're pressed up against his hips, lowering his mobility and giving me more weight to press into his head. He grips around my body, which would in turn make it hard to isolate his arms, but I string my arm through his grip and flex my body, causing him to break the connection. When I start to isolate the arm, I make sure to attack at his elbow, as this is what allows a scrawny blue belt like me to move a man of his size and strength. To increase the threat, I move to S-mount and find an armbar by bringing my knee over his head and letting my hips sink into him, forcing Gabriel to tap. Getting into round 3, I decide to stand back up and display more mediocre wrestling. We both look for head position and collar ties, then after a few seconds fighting like rams, I nearly eat shit as I slip onto some of our hard work water, and we find a less used spot on the mat. After we slap and bump, I go for a double collar tie grip. I'm not exactly sure what to do with it, but I've seen the Ruotolos use it before on YouTube, so that must mean it's good. Then the unexpected happens as the wrestler finally pulls guard. After a moment of silence for all the hearts that just broke, I lower my level and jump directly onto a Darce choke. I finish the choke by throwing my leg over his body and pressing in to get the third tap of the round. We have just under 2 minutes left in the round, so let's see if Gabriel can survive or if I can find one last submission before the end of it all. After getting crushed in that triangle, my brain must have forgotten how to defend a takedown as I dodge literally nothing and gave Gabriel free access to my legs. He takes me up on the offer and hits me with a beautiful blast double leg, putting me on bottom. He then goes to Toreando around my guard, but ultimately he lands himself in a triangle. He immediately postures out of the attack, then finally finds his guard pass opening with a knee cut. Take note that he missed the underhook, but completely committed his weight forward, allowing me to just barely escape to the back, and because of that mistake, Gabriel finds himself back on the defense. With the tight waist controlling his hips, I sit back and place both my hooks in to get complete back control. I'll then shoot my right arm across his neck and complete the 4th submission of the round by rear naked choke. So if you want to be a degenerate like me, next time you're up against a wrestler, just pull guard, or be on the lookout for triangles and front head attacks, as those have given me a lot of success against the scrappy play style of wrestlers. My sponsor YJJS brand and I have partnered up to give you a chance to win up to $100 to upgrade your BJJ closet. The rules are simple. To win, follow myself and YJJS brand on Instagram, tag 2 of your jiu-jitsu homies in the description of this post pinned to my profile, and you're all set. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.